This video is for you if you often feel activated at work, which honestly I imagine is probably a lot of us. But I'm talking particularly to those folks who are in the healthcare or the helping profession, and helping profession in the most broadest sense, all those amazing folks who help other people to live their lives. We can require our stress hormones to be able to function, to be able to do our job really well. You know, if you're a first responder, if you are an ER doctor, if you are someone who responds to suicide crisis calls, you know, I actually need your stress hormones to be firing so that you are very focused on responding in that moment, that your body starts moving before you even have to consciously think about it, because someone's life may or may not be in danger. That's where we need our stress hormones. That is the brilliance and the beauty of them. So in those sorts of jobs, we don't necessarily have the ability to always reduce our stress load. And so the goal then becomes, how are we going back to homeostasis? So how are we engaging our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest, as quickly as we can? So we were coming back to our center and not just staying sneakily activated the whole day or the whole night, or honestly days on end, because that takes a serious toll on our physical health. That is what can lead us to burnout. That is not a state that we're meant to be living in all the time. So I wanted to invite you to a free masterclass that I am hosting. It's called Sustaining Yourself Through Stressful Work. Everyone is invited, but it is going to help us understand what your stress response is, so fight, flight, or freeze, and then what are the specific actions that you can take to release that energetic cycle so that you can turn off your fight, flight, or freeze and come back to rest and digest. These are simple, practical, accessible things that you can do at your job, in your workplace, at your home, that is directly going to lead to more career longevity, more happiness. And mostly the work that I deal with at the crux of everything is us being able to access more of our self energy, coming back to ourself, our joy, our excitement, our peace, and our calm. So the link is to register below. I'd love to see you there. It is free. And we get to dive into a little bit about how this can really support you, because it was an absolute game changer for me when I learned about my nervous system and how the autonomic functioning works to keep me safe, because that helped me release shame from past traumas, that shame from one trauma in particular. And that story I'll share in the session, but without knowing and understanding how my nervous system works to keep me safe, I was so upset at myself for something I did. It gave me nightmares every single day for a decade before I had the ability to learn about my nervous system. And then it provided me so much peace. And then I began to be able to see and work and collaborate with it. So that is what I want to offer you. So please feel free to join this masterclass coming up. Hope to see you there.